Hey y'all, this is Dina or Ashwani. I'm back again for another video that I want to share a quick video about how, let's say you've got a dynamic family that there just seems to be some chaos and conflict and you want to do a card pull for the family. Or another example might be the world being in kind of an upset, especially when we went through the pandemic. Doing a card pull for the collective is what I'll call that. I will generally go with oracle cards. It depends on personal preference, what you guys like. Most of my videos are going to be kind of like teaching or guiding you, whether you're reading for yourself or reading for another person. It's really about how you make it your own. No two people are the same. Step outside that box, step outside your comfort zone when it comes to doing readings, whether they're for yourself or other people. Challenge yourself, and these are a great way to do that. So I started with Oracle deck in 1999, and then I moved into learning tarot in, let's see, what was it, 2001. And then I didn't start reading for other people probably until like, I don't know, 2003 or a little later, because I had to build my own confidence. But so these are some practices I've gained over the years that I would really love to share with you. So today's deck is brought to you by Love's Healing Journey, Gene Church, and Brian Mears. These are my dear friends in Broomfield, Colorado. They self-publish these, so you can find them on, I believe, Brian's website, briancmears.com. He has some gorgeous artwork that I actually have hanging in my home, that it's all infused with light language. And so if you don't know what light language is, you can do a Google search on that. You'll probably come up with my Aunt Patricia Dancing Elk Walls. She's phenomenal. She's who activated me. So check that out if you want. But today's video is specifically for, I'm going to pull a card for the collective and kind of guide you through that. So Love's Healing Journey, check it out. So for this particular deck, I do this with all my decks, is I cleanse and clear. I have my method that works for me. You can use whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong. Do what feels good. Have fun with it. So I usually go counterclockwise 3 times to clear. And then I do the 4 directions to honor my shamanic 4 directions, because I'm a trained shamanic practitioner. And I have some Native American heritage. So that's what I do. And then I'll say, if I'm doing the collective, for the collective, cards, please show me the best card, highest good for the collective. And then I'll do my shuffle 3 times. If I'm reading for somebody and this is not for the collective, then I would say, just keep your question in your mind's eye. Don't tell me, because that's how I read better if I don't know. That way I don't put my own bias in there. I can kind of keep my own ego in check, because no one else is going to do it. I mean, I do have some friends who will do it, and I love them for doing that, but I'm pretty good about staying grounded myself and keeping my own out of there. So, all right. I generally do 3 shuffles, and then I'll cut the deck however I'm guided to. And this one was in 3s. And then from there, I usually draw from the top. So I love this. I did a reading the other day, and this card came up for them. So this is Sacred Spirit. Okay. And then instead of doing a little booklet that accompanies, like I did in my deck, my tarot deck, I did a little booklet. I channeled that whole book. So if there's grammatical errors, overlook me. I did check it, but I'm human. Mistakes are going to happen. That's how you learn. That brings me growth. So, but that's on my website, empowermentproductions33.com, under my shop. It's the only thing I have in the shop. So for this particular card, I'm going to flip it, and this is the imagery. I just love this card, and it's come out already, actually twice this week. So with this particular thing, if I'm doing the collective, I'm going to read this like I'm reading for the collective. I'm going to say more people need to go within. More people need to pay attention to their third eye, because notice there's not 2 eyes on this card. There's 1. So when I see 1, to me, that makes me think of the third eye. Okay. And there's also circles. Circles are, for me, are about community. They're about connection. They're about, coming full circle with things, but you have help from one another. This is not just a single eye on the card. These circles for me are all about being connected. And this also to me looks kind of like a teepee. So Native Americans, and how they were great about a tribe. They were great about community. We have a lot of things we can learn from their old ways, their old practices. And everything on this is light language. I just love it. Let me see if I can get it close enough here. It's just beautiful all the little, and then these look like DNA strands here. So I like that as well, because what I'm intuitively getting about this card, if I'm going for the collective, is through your DNA, you can change your programming. So let's say you've got at least 3 generations back that there was always a struggle with money. What are the money beliefs? What can you change? So maybe you grew up thinking, oh, you got to work really hard just to have a little bit of money to show for it. That's a programming. That's actually not, that doesn't have to be in your energetic space. What do you think about money? So really diving down deep by going within, going back to your third eye. What do you see? What do you feel? Really tapping into all your senses. What are your beliefs about money? If I'm doing a collective and interpreting this card, that kind of thing. So, and this applies to me too. So I would take a look and be like, oh, you know what? I do think yada, yada, yada kind of thing. So let me see how I can do the work to reprogram that. So just an example. And, oh, wow, this is really cool. I didn't get this the past couple times this last week, is I also see grids here. So there are those lines that are also going both directions. So I would make sure, I would also say, you know what, if something's not working for you in this particular direction, pick a new direction, pick a new job, pick a new place to live, pick a new community, maybe pick some new friends. You know, there's several things that I can interpret. And again, it just depends on whether I'm reading for a person, or since this is the collective, I would probably tell, you know, releasing this video, be mindful who's in your energetic space. Be mindful who you call your vibe tribe. Be mindful of how is your energy at work? How is it at home? What are things that you can change or break up a monotony, or cleanse and clear, or go out into nature, whatever I may be intuitively guided. So, and when I'm looking at this card, I'm really, really drawn to this dot. And that dot to me is about we are all light language. We are all a spirit body first, not a physical body first. That's last. So make sure you go all the way back to your spirit body. How are you guided? What's your intuition? Make sure your thoughts aren't becoming your things that are in negative foundation or negative emotions, negative vibrations. Step away from news, media, things like that, and go more within of like, what do you want? What are your belief systems? Those things. So I would just peel back layers. It's kind of, I mean, I love this reference in Shrek because I just love those movies. But with Shrek, it was all about, you know, ogres have layers like onion. We'll peel back those layers. And even this kind of looks like a layer that you can kind of peel back to me. So kind of also looks like a soccer ball, but you know, I played soccer, so I loved it. So these are just different things that I might see when I'm looking at this, but it all goes back to what are your own thoughts and things? What is your own intuition? How are you guided? That kind of thing. So that's an example of a collective card. If I needed more clarity, I might say, you know what, let me draw one more and add that to it. Or I might go to my tarot cards, either here or here. However, I'm guided to kind of intermix and mingle with that. But that was just an example of how sacred spirit, I would tell the collective of, take it back to your spirit body. Don't be in fear mongering. Don't be in, you know, there's not enough to go around, that kind of thing. Really take it back to your own highest good. Take it back to love, how we're born. Hope this helps. That's just an example of how I do it. Make it yours. Have fun with it. You know, anything with tarot and oracle for me is always about fun, but it's a great way for me to develop and strengthen my own abilities. So go at it and just enjoy it. Life is short. Have fun. Catch you on the flip side. Like, share, subscribe. Share this with someone if you know it can help them. And until the next video.